This episode of ETC is brought to you by the Baka Chronicles and Go90.
Hey there, PC gamers, remember us? We're those guys you hate because we made fun of your subpar systems for not being able to play a game that consoles handle just fine. We're back, and we're here to scare you into not trusting Valve, Steam, and Lord Gaben with your information. Too spooky.
Here we go!
So have you ever felt annoyed by the fact that you have to enter a security key into Steam every once in a while? Or if you log in from an unknown source? Sure, we all have. But that added bit of security is actually extremely beneficial to companies who are generally big targets for hackers either wanting to steal all your precious personal information or just play some of them free games. Who knows?
But despite their best efforts at keeping Steam secure, Valve recently came straight out and admitted that over 75,000 accounts are compromised every single month of the year.
What?
Yes! In a recent post, they said,
What used to be a handful of hackers is now a highly effective organized network in the business of stealing and selling items. It would be easier for them to go after the users who don't understand how to stay secure online, but the prevalence of items makes it worthwhile to target everyone.
we see around 77,000 accounts hijacked and pillaged each month. These are not new or naive users. These are professional CSGO players, Reddit contributors, item traders, and etc. Users can be targeted randomly as a part of a larger group or even individually.
Hackers can wait months for a payoff, all the while relentlessly attempting to gain access. It's a losing battle to protect your items against someone who steals them for a living. Jesus Christ.
We can help users who've been hacked by restoring their accounts and items, but that doesn't deter the business of hacking accounts. It's only getting worse.
Also, sometimes they don't restore them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're SOL,
screwed.
as they say.
Yeah.
Screwed out of luck. That's what it stands for, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So even if you consider yourself an experienced, elite member of the internet who couldn't possibly fall victim to these tactics, chances are you are just as vulnerable as anyone else. And because we're assholes, we're gonna guess that you're even more vulnerable if you have a bunch of those super expensive, highly sought after guns and knives that idiots unlock in CSGO.
Were all those crate unboxings really worth it now, Fwiz? But speaking of stupid CSGO weapons, check out this overpowered piece of trash that is now being abused within the Counter-Strike community. We're speaking, of course, about the R8 revolver.
Released in an update on December 8th, the R8 revolver, which can replace the Desert Eagle, or Deagle as the community calls it, is basically the most broken weapon to be added to the game yet. It's essentially an AWP, but for $850 in-game. It has the ability to instantly kill armored players to the chest and basically any range, and that is just with the left-click ability. On right-click, it acts almost as effective as a close-range shotgun.
Now, calm down. As of this recording, another update has been put out to possibly nerf the weapon, but it is yet to be seen what the effect is. Currently in competitive play on major streams, the weapon is banned in a gentleman's agreement not to purchase it.
The odd job of the CSGO community right now.
Anyways, the whole thing's a mess. And since we're on the topic of eSports and Elliot can't just, I guess he can. He can just wheel in his eSports report this week. You're already standing next to me. It's not a big deal. We can get right into this next story.
With the rise of video games as a legitimate sporting event with real top quality athletes competing and viewership in the tens of millions, it's no wonder that companies both large and small are trying to dig their greedy little hands as deep into this phenomenon's butthole as they possibly can.
ESPN, ABC, MLG, ESL, Twitch, YouTube Gaming, and other major content delivery platforms have all either already hosted large tournaments or have some sort of strategy in the works on how best to milk every last drop out of this growing trend.
Not to be outdone in the selling out category by any company ever, EA has now officially thrown their hat into the ring and will apparently be launching an entire esports division called simply
the EA Competitive Gaming Division.
Oh, clever. Good job.
And it will be run by EA's Chief Operating Officer, Peter Moore, whose title will now be, wait for it, Chief Competition Officer.
Ooh.
Nice.
In a press release, Electronic Arts had the following to say about their plans. As the latest step in our journey to put our players first, this group will enable global esports competitions in our biggest franchises including FIFA, Madden NFL, Battlefield, and more. Maybe a little Battlefront. The CGD will be built around three core pillars.
Competition, to create highly engaging competitive experiences with our games, officially supported by Electronic Arts.
Community, To celebrate, connect, and grow our community of players across Zaler Avon LPs.
And entertainment. To develop live events and broadcasting that bring the spectacle of competition to millions of people around the world.
Now, what this all most likely means is that EA doesn't want other companies touching their precious intellectual property and profiting off of it when they can just form their own thing and do it for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it makes sense.
But there are just some things that other companies do better. Sure, in recent years, major real sports leagues have set up their own proprietary services like the NFL Network, NBA League Pass, whatever the hell the MLB is up to these days.
Don't forget the WWE app.
Yeah, and many more.
But the primary viewership for these sports comes in thanks to the major broadcasters like ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and ESPN, and taking ownership of things away from outlets, making it exclusive only to you, seems to segment the audience and drive potential views from people who might be only casual fans anyway. Do you really want casual fans, though?
Maybe, who knows?
I hear they're filthy.
Yeah, filthy casuals. Whatever, it's fine.
Sure.
EA can obviously do whatever they want with their own games, and maybe they'll be able to pull this off successfully. Just don't be surprised if you have to cough up some money to watch a Madden stream, or if there are microtransactions for event emojis, or, any kind of dumb crap like that.
The nickels and dimes and quarters
They
and
add up.
bills. They do.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we're on a crunch for time while developing the worst game awards show on the planet, the T.U.G.S, let's talk about an actually cool game that was recently released, and then we'll let Shibby take a giant dump all over another gigantic franchise, thus alienating us further from the mainstream gaming community.
Yeah.
And then we'll go home for the day.
Yeah, the awesome game we're talking about is called Who's Your Daddy? And the basic concept behind this game is that one player plays a dad while the other plays an infant. Your job as the infant is to crawl around your house trying quickly to find the best ways to injure yourself.
And if you're playing the dad, which sounds like a fun virtual anxiety attack in the making, you have to go around basically baby-proofing the entire place before the kid ends up killing himself, and you inevitably go to jail forever for negligence.
Yeah. Now, it seems like one of those magical, underdeveloped games where its lack of proper physics and graphical integrity is actually part of its charm. So I guess check out the alpha version that's available now and see if you can survive. Or don't. Who cares?
They should make every high school student play this game. Instead of making them carry around a sack of flour.
Yeah. Is that what they still do? Did you grow up in the 50s?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an actual baby that would cry.
I went to a Catholic high school, so we had nothing.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I'm not a dad.
It comes naturally. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just have more kids.
Condoms.
Breed them into the flock.
Condoms?
Get out of here. Anyway, Shibby, what do you have your sights on this week? What game?
You'll see.
Oh, okay, then fine.
All right, well, get in here. Oh, Camping Simulator.
Camping Simulator 2015 is not much better than Star Wars Oh, God. It's not much better than Star Wars Battlefront on the basis of trying to figure out how stupid people are and how little content can be provided for a $60 purchase. That tastes so bad. Of course I'm talking about Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. But Shibby, talk about the maps. Okay, sure. There are 11 maps. Battlefront only has 4. Fallout has 1. But still, there's a major lack of variety. Think of all the game types. Are they vastly different and superior and hardcore? No. 95% of the time the objective does not matter and just comes down to a deathmatch. It's almost a crime. Jesus. It's almost a crime that games on both Origin and Uplay can cost $60 because of how god-awful both the service and the servers are. And don't worry, there are still microtransactions. A player rage quits as someone is cleaning off the jizz of the riot shield because some other guys came over and bukkake him for camping the corner so well. Well, good luck, because the 4v5, there's no reconnect feature. It's just terrible. For $60, abundant hacking, terrible matchmaking, I must give Camping Simulator 2015 a 0 out of 10, and if the prophecy holds true, it'll be dead in 2 months, just like Evolve.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Wait, so what game were you reviewing?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh. That's the one where you get that hammer.
I don't like games where I gotta read books to know what's
You can
going
hammer
on.
the floor.
Oh.
People down below, hammer. It's hammer time.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I
saw the ad.
I tried to play a Tom Clancy game a decade ago and was like, this is too hard.
The only Rainbow Six I've played is the first Rainbow Six, which was a great game aside from the fact that artificial intelligence in the year 1998 or whatever was just abysmal.
But since Shibby is an idiot and there are as many conspiracy theories floating around about which game companies are paying him off at any given time as there are surrounding Tom Clancy's death, let's go to a more noble source, Amazon, for another sterling review.
This time, as always, we're looking back at the franchise for answers. So we're pulling a review for the last Rainbow Six game, Rainbow Six Vegas 2. This review comes to us from Jay Myers, who titled it Disappointing. Seriously. He says,
just bought the game, and this was the worst $60 spent. Graphics are nothing to brag about. Gameplay is nothing special. Feels like I am playing a game that came out years ago. Tom Clancy needs to step his game up. What? The man is
he's dead.
New York Times
Also,
best-selling author.
Tom Clancy has
who's
nothing to
dead.
do with these games.
Yeah, not at all.
He licensed his name. He sold his name.
Continued on. I'll be returning this game to EB Games ASAP.
That dates this thing pretty perfectly.
COD 4 for the win.
Wow.
Do not buy.
COD 4 is a pretty good game, though.
Oh, I agree.
COD 4
Or
was
Alaska.
the start of something terrible.
Yeah.
Truly.
Anyways, watch our other shows. We have a brand new Weekly Weird News. We have a Tech Tuesday. And we have an ETC podcast. But guys, guess what? We're working night in and night out, and night in and night out, and
Burning the
drinking all
midnight
kinds
oil.
of coffee to get ready for the Tuggies. And we haven't even accomplished much yet. So hopefully it comes out at some point. And we'll see you guys there.
Yes.